What's up, guys? What's the news? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you because that's my job. It's Wednesday the 27th of November. Welcome to the Good, the Bad and the Stupid. If you haven't been here before, make sure you come again. Don't let this be the only one because it might not be very good. It's usually good. It has been good at some point in the past. Someone will vouch for me somewhere. You'll find them. But anyway, yeah, it's a video, it's a podcast, and it's little videos. You can find them all between all the podcast channels and also on YouTube, which you might be already on one of them already, so I might be telling you how to suck eggs. Anyhow, let's get down. I've got to say these things at the beginning because some people don't know. Anyway, what am I going to say? Andrew Neil, the Andrew Neil interview. Let's kick off with that against Jeremy Corbyn. Andrew Neil versus Jeremy Corbyn. Well, it was basically just a one-sided fucking tirade of abusive questions, really, wasn't it? It was like fucking bang, 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 bang. Like there was no chance to reply, was there? There was like, if you listen back to it, I think somebody wrote out a transcript of it, and all Jeremy Corbyn pretty much said on a regular basis was, "Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I answer? Can I answer your question? Can I finish?" And it was like, fucking, no, you can't. I want a one-word answer, one-word answer. But one-word answers aren't, one word answers, that's not the answer. A one word answer doesn't actually answer the question. You're trying to tie somebody up and make them kind of, what's the word? Trying to cut his own throat, basically. But the answer is in the explanation, basically. I mean, we all fucking know that, but he wouldn't allow him to to get away with it. But he doesn't. He does that with everybody. But well, saying that, but Boris Johnson's not yet signed up to do one, apparently. Jeremy Corbyn and Boris Johnson were both meant to agree to do the interview, and Jeremy Corbyn's done it. Boris Johnson hasn't yet agreed to do it, so that would be one-sided if he doesn't, so he better do. Otherwise, it's a bit of a shit showing. And now after today's revelation about the NHS documents, or that the NHS is on the table in a US trade deal, then I want to see Andrew Neil pummel him on that, because if that's true, or if there is any kind of truth in that, I'd like to see whether he bashes him the way that he fucking, he was literally just bonking Jeremy on the head with a fucking baseball bat constantly, it seemed like. Anyway, he couldn't get a word in, but that's the game. But you got to see it from both sides, so I look forward to that one. I mean, we didn't learn anything from it other than that Andrew Neil's a fucking hardcore bully questionnaire, and Jeremy Corbyn knows how to say, "Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I answer my question?" So, but I guess in that respect, he did well not to sort of, burst out crying or something, because anybody else in that situation might end up, going, "No, you bastard." I think actually he was pissed off at the end. Jeremy Corbyn, when he took his microphone off and everything, he wanted to get up and walk off. You could just tell by the look on his face. If you watch it, look at his face. It was like, if looks could tell you something, he was saying, "You fucking arsehole." That's what he was saying with his look. But he's a good guy. He's a nice guy, should I say? So he doesn't. Or he plays it well. The calm. What I like something he said today in the new Labour. What's he called? The new Labour broadcast, political broadcast, is it what you call it? The video that they're going to bring out. He said something about, because he's been bashed left, right and centre by all the newspapers and everything, isn't he? And it's only just fueling his rise, basically, to sensible people anyway. I mean, anybody that believes it are dumbasses anyway, aren't they? But he's getting shit from all sides, and he basically said to everybody, "Look, you're going to take a lot of shit," to all his campaigners. "You're going to take a lot of shit, but if they go low, we go high, and if they go in the gutter, we go to the sky." I thought that was just a great phrase, I mean, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that in my life when I'm having an argument. If I ever have an argument with somebody, and I'm going to go, "Look, just don't reach to the level," basically. And it's a good little way to. I don't know where it's come from, whether he's made that up or whether it's come from somebody in particular. But if you know, let me know, because I'm stealing it and I'm going to be using it. That's for sure. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Elon Musk's pedo guy trial is coming. Well, it started. The guy who's he called a pedo guy, but the guy who saved all the boys in the Thai caves. He's like taking Elon Musk to court, isn't he? So, and rightly so, because you can't go around calling people pedo. You can't go around leaving the moniker of pedo guy attached to you, because it's going to have everybody thinking, isn't it? Because you think, is he? Isn't it? Was he? So he's actually had to take him to court, and he's got about 6 lawyers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 lawyers, all backing him up, going to the courtroom. So with all like paperwork, I don't know how much paperwork you need. I mean, they're all carrying bloody files and everything. I mean, he called him a pedo guy. He's not a pedo guy. That's the case. Simple. Give me some money, Elon Musk. So I tell you what, people can call me pedo guy if I can take him to court and then sort of fucking sue him for £10 million, because that's pretty much what's going to happen. He's going to have to pay, isn't he? Because a slander of the highest order. You can't, there's not much worse than that, is there? Apart from like people calling Jeremy Corbyn commie and siding with the Russians, when it turns out that the Tories are taking donations from the Russians in the Russian report that they haven't released. Anyhow, the plot thickens on that. There's going to be lots of dirty tactics taken up, coming left, right and centre. And the only problem with that is that they can't take the other person to court, can they? They have to just sort of suck it and see, or suck it and that's it, really. Because politicians, the papers are just chucking all the shit. Well, you can, I suppose, if it's real fucking proper slander, but, it's very hard to sort of clear your name when you actually, you politicians say they can't really have. They ain't got time to do it, have they? Jeremy Corbyn probably could take fucking everybody to court if on some of the things that they've said about him, but maybe, and people have said the same the other way to the Tories, but most of the time that's true. That's the problem with that one. I was thinking about, what's he called? Stormzy came out championing the Labour Party and Corbyn, didn't they? And what's his name? Michael Gove, the fucking Gerbil face. Gerbil face came out and said on his Twitter, what did he say? I set trends, dem man copy. He copied one of Stormzy's lines, but ruined it, killed that line. But trying to be clever, saying that I don't know if he's trying to say that he's like not very illiterate, or whether, I don't know what his point with that saying that line is, or whether he should stick to rapping and not to politics. But either way, he just got drilled on social media for Michael Gove shouldn't be saying lines like that. It doesn't suit his face. Let's put it that way. The Lotto Winners have been named, and they're £105 million richer. I'm good to see that they come from modest times or modest background, because you would hate to see some really rich person. Do rich people do the lottery? Some really rich person sort of standing there with the cheque and going like, if I didn't have enough money already, I've got fucking shitloads more. Let's fucking go on, let's buy the town and flatten it, kick everybody out and buy some, build some £1 billion flats and sell them and make even more money, because that's what we do. More. That's pretty much that kind of thing. But these guys are modest. They live in a small house and they haven't even got enough bedrooms for their children. So I tell you what, they have now more than enough. I still think they should have kept it quiet and kept it to themselves, but nevertheless, they live in a small village, and there's even a picture in the paper in the village. The couple who sold them the ticket, an Asian or Indian couple, I think, are standing outside the shop, holding hands or whatever, like smiling as to where the ticket was bought. And I bet they've got like, he's got to give them something, ain't they? Like a little. They don't deserve it. They just sold them the ticket, but at the same time, it's like, and then when you buy the ticket, you think, oh, I'll come back and sort out the person who handed you that ticket. It's almost like the Willy Wonka bar, you know what I mean? You want to go back and sort of give thanks, say thanks very much. Right, okay, let's. Kim Kardashian says she is to blame for being robbed at gunpoint as she was too flashy. The reality star was tied up by armed intruders in a hotel in Paris before they made off with millions of dollars. Not really. I mean, unfortunately, that's the day and age, isn't it? Because they're robbing everybody with fucking money or with jewellery or watches, the mopeds and everything. If you're flashing it, you are a target, but it's not your fault. You're just fucking unlucky that you're one of the many, many, many rich people who are flashing loads of shit around that actually gets done. But I'm surprised they went for her, to be fair, because she's high profile. So anybody else who you might be a rich banker or something, they're much lower profile and probably more likely to get away with it. Or someone like Kim Kardashian, you're kind of like fucking the entourage and also all the high, all the cameras and all that kind of shit around that you think you might get collared. So anyhow, there you go. If you got money, you're a target. So anybody that's flashing shit around, I mean, you're better off having money. You want to enjoy your money, but I know people who got money and they're fucking driving like pickup trucks and that, with holy jumpers and shit like that, you know what I mean? I'm not naming names. Anybody can picture them now, can't they? Oh, is that so-and-so you're talking about? I'm sort of, you know what I mean? It's like basically they hide the money well, let's put it that way. And they kind of, don't draw attention to yourself. Mainly because the truck's knockoff. No, not really. All the money's knockoff. No, I'm joking. Don't draw me on that. I was said about Eric Bristow yesterday. I was talking about Eric Bristow downing 17 pints of Guinness a day and a curry. That's a man who was enjoying himself, even though he died young. He fucking died enjoying himself. He had a good time. Somebody who died equally young and had youngish, but he had a fucking good time of it. Was Oliver Reed. You gotta love Oliver Reed. It was just like, what a character. That guy knew how to have a good time and have a party. He died on the set of Gladiator. He died on the set of Gladiator after drinking with a group of sailors, where he guzzled 8 pints of German lager, half a bottle of whiskey, rum and cognac. So he went out with a bang. He literally went out with a bang because he had a heart attack. But still, he lived as he always enjoyed himself. Because they said here as well. Also, he had him and 36 pals got through 60 gallons. Oh, I didn't know it was 36 pals. I thought it was just him. I was going to say, fucking hell. Got through 32 bottles of scotch, 60 gallons of beer, 17 bottles of gin, 4 crates of wine, and a bottle of baby sham in a single evening. Yeah, that's a lot, but there's 36 of them, for fuck's sake, so it's not a lot if you break it all down, is it? I thought when I read that, I thought I was going to tell this podcast that he did all that by himself. I thought, fucking hell, that's like unheard of. No wonder he's dead. But no, he enjoyed himself though, and he's like, there's loads of cases where he's been on the TV, pissed in interviews and stuff. He just didn't give a fuck. And for that, we salute you, Oliver Reed. Alexander the Great. This is a drunk who you wouldn't want to be around. Alexander the Great was that pissed one time that he killed his friend Clytus, who had saved his life in battle. He stabbed him with a spear. For what reason, he doesn't say, but he cried his eyes out for days afterwards because he regretted what he did. So, there you go. That was like, with thanks. You know what I mean? You've done somebody a turn like that, and all of a sudden he just fucking garrots you with a spear because he's pissed out of his brains. And when sometimes you get into those arguments, though, don't you? When you're pissed, you get into arguments with your mate. I remember when we were pissed when we was about 18, when we went to where did we go? Went to Greece, but we're drinking in the airport, drinking on the plane. Drinking, we were just absolutely wasted. Drinking all day, then all night, and then when we got a taxi back from the club back to the hotel, people just started punching each other in the face for no reason. And it's like, what's going on? And we're all mates and everything. Then they wake up the next morning, you're like, oh, sorry about that, and everyone's got like swollen eyes and stuff like that. The doors had been kicked in because we never had the keys. Oh, it was a mess. But there you go. That's what you do when you're 18, isn't it? There's confessions of a drunken idiot teenager here. Right here, you heard it here first. I've been that man. Anyway, if you are drunk, the best hangover cure yet has been created by scientists. So here you go. You heard it here first. Well, you heard it in the paper first, but you heard it from my sultry tones, my lips. The juice of pears and sweet limes and coconut water. A study found that the combination is likely to help the body cleanse itself of booze faster than any other food or drink. With a side of cheese, cucumber or tomatoes may ease it even quicker. I'm going to save that because I'm going to forget that by tomorrow, so I'm going to have to write that down because that's the perfect... everybody needs a hangover cure. Hangovers are just a bastard, aren't they? They say every high has an equal low. And sometimes I've had the fucking lows from... I've been down, very low down. But I've been the other way first. But I can't handle the fucking... It's shit, isn't it? Having to have a hangover. Unfortunately, you have to be an alcoholic if you don't want a hangover, because you literally have to just get up and start drinking again. That's the only time you feel, hunky dory. Some people, who else said it here? They've said it here. I don't know. Somebody just said all you need is to get up, slurp a bottle of wine, and then you slurp a bottle of wine and you're fresh as a daisy. Look at that Hunter S. Thompson. He had a great life. He had a great time. All he was just hammered all the time, drugs. Got up. Somebody said yesterday he had half a bottle of whiskey, 8 lines of cocaine or something else just for breakfast. That's what got him going. So he had a few stories to tell. He probably had a few fucking bad stories to tell, like fucking pissing and shitting himself and whatever else. If you're doing that all day long, but never mind. Got to take the rough with the smooth, ain't you? Well, I'm not getting through these. I've fucking got loads to get through here. Jay and Silent Bob are back. Jay and Silent Bob, if you've seen that film, it's fucking funny. They're right good characters, especially the dude with the long hair. Because Jay, the other guy, don't say fuck all because he's Silent Bob, isn't he? But they've got a film coming back. It's called a reboot. But if you ever watched any of their films, watch them. But anyway, it's good because the silent guy, his name's Kevin Smith, he's lost loads of weight because he was fat before, but he had a heart attack and he's been saved. And now he's on he don't eat meat, don't eat dairy, he's on a plant-based diet. And he's like super thin, lost loads of weight, and he's Mr. Healthy again. So, if you're listening and you're fat and you're out of breath and you're pissed and all that kind of stuff, counteract the balance with your diet. He looks good. Well, he looks thin actually, but he used to him being fat. When somebody goes from fat to super thin, they look a bit weird to start with. Who did it before? That guy, Andy, he was a darts player. He was a drinker like Eric Bristow. He was a massive, big, fat guy. Andy Townsend, was it? Not Andy Townsend, that's the football guy. Where did he go? The football guy, Andy Townsend, disappeared after fucking... did he do something wrong? Usually when somebody disappears, it's because he's got the sack or something. But he's disappeared after commentating, hasn't he? Andy... Anyway, big fat guy called Andy. Google him, darts player. Massive, his arms were fatter than my body. Crazy. But then he lost his weight. He lost all his weight. And he's like... He looked like somebody had pulled the plug on him. He's like deflated. He like fucking like... disappeared. Like, it was like super thin. It didn't look like the same person. It was really strange. But he's probably like, look, I wonder if he fucked his darts up because his counterbalance was all off then, wasn't it? I haven't seen him back on the dartboard ever since that. He's probably gone, oh shit, I'm just like, he's probably not working on it now, trying to drink as much as he can, eat as much as he can, put it all back on because he's like lost his livelihood. Because he would, wouldn't it, if you're used to that. Or now he's like, maybe he's found something else to do with his time. He might have made his money already. Because, they used to make some money, didn't they, darts players? He's won a championship a few times. And I still can't remember his fucking name. I'm trying to think of it in the back of my mind. Anyhow, Jay and Silent Bob, the one with the long hair, the fucking dude who stands outside the shop selling drugs. He's hilarious. Fucking really funny guy. He's got some funny lines he comes out with. You've got to watch it. Anyhow, can't dwell on that. I've got loads more to get through. I've got no time. Fuck. Oh shit. Hollywood's treasure trove goes under the hammer. All Superman's gear, the cape, all that stuff is going at the auction. Easy Rider, the motorbike out of Easy Rider, and Star Trek jacket worn on the big screen by Captain Kirk. They're all going on sale. Fucking hell, that's like... The Easy Rider bike would be good. It's got a guide price of 62 grand. I can't afford it at the moment. Might have to. I'd love to have the money though to buy that kind of stuff. I saw a guy who had the Star Wars stuff. He bought a helmet or whatever, and he paid good though for that. He paid like 20 grand or something ridiculous like that. But now it's worth about 120 grand. It's crazy. So I'd love to have the money just to be able to buy a piece of something, put it in the drawer, and just sit on it and wait, and it would just turn around a few years' time. You fucking loads of money. It's better than a house, isn't it? Maybe you could want to buy something off this podcast. Anything you see out of this is going to be worth some money one of these days. Then pineapples in the background. My little Dalboy mug. Check that. Dalboy. Yeah, that's in the background. You probably wonder, I want to bring that a bit closer. You can see what it is. All that. When I'm big and famous, that was all going to be up for sale. Right, okay, moving on. Paul Hollywood. I said I wasn't going to talk about this guy. Paul Hollywood, he's back. He thinks he wants to be in a film. I'll tell you what, his ego is like fucking as big as that Andy Townsend or whatever, the dart player's name. His ego is blown up. Someone needs to pop him. He wants to be in a film now, wants to act, wants to be in a part. I don't know what part he thinks he's going to get, but it ain't going to be a good one, let's put it that way. I'll tell you right now. He's hoping movie bosses will cast him in a baddie role. Mr. Baddie. Well, you ain't going to be in James Bond. You might be in... what baddie could you be? You could be the Donut Man or Mr. Donut or something like that in some kind of cartoon. Maybe that, yeah. Because you're bakery, ain't it? He's into bakery, so... I can't think of one. Fuck it. Ketamine could help heavy drinkers cut their alcohol intake, study suggests. It's a good trial to put yourself on there. Found that over a 10-day follow-up, people who were given ketamine combined memory retrieval and significantly fewer urges to drink. Yeah, fewer urges to drink, but they're often not on ketamine, aren't they? So it's kind of like they probably give the beer a miss a minute while they're like fucking hallucinating on ketamine. Horse tranquilizer, isn't it? I suppose, you know, and it's not legal. You can't legally buy it, can you? So you're basically encouraging people to. That study is encouraging people to go and fucking look for some ketamine off somebody. You know. Anyhow, some people take to. Some people will do ketamine and drink and get both sides of the party. Again, another big hangover. It lasts for days. Where are we going with this? I'm going to... nearly a third of couples are in sexless relationships, research shows. 38% over 50s. The poll of 2,000 adults found 53% hadn't had sex in the last month. Well, they need to do something about that, don't they? They need to sort of... half of them are at swingers parties, I thought. As soon as they get over the 50s, they start fucking... You know... Swingers parties, you have this idea in your head of what a swingers party might look like, you know, loads of young couples and all that. But you walk in, it's loads of like balding old guys with like a ponytail and fucking big beard and stuff, and you're like, you know, saggy couples if you like. If you walk in and go, right, I think I want an about turn, reverse out, can I have my money back? This place ain't for me. Where are we going? I'm losing my place here. A Nazi-themed toilet roll has been snapped up at auction. I think I spoke about this one before, didn't I? Snapped up at auction for 160 quid. A toilet roll with Hitler on it. Well, one of them featured Hitler. The other one featured other Nazi things. So There you go. I wonder if anybody was. I wonder how many of them was about. They've all been used by now, haven't they? There was all like fucking, that's silent protest, isn't it? You couldn't say anything to the actual Nazis. You'd end up fucking on the chopping block or in the camps and everything. So that's the least you could do, is draw a picture of them on your toilet roll and fucking wipe your ass with them. Fucking yeah, silent protest, dirty protest. Right. Time is running out. I'm going to finish up on this last one. Sorry, I've talked too much and I've had to def all these ones. I've got two more good ones in. Dairy cows are being fitted with virtual reality headsets showing a sunny summer meadow in a bid to make them happier and calmer, so they can produce more milk. This is in Russia. So basically, them cows have just fucking entered the, what's it called, the Matrix, haven't they? You're putting on like headphones on them, so that virtual reality, so that they can see a happy sort of serene situation, so that you can milk the fucking cow, milk the milk out of them. And if it's starting at cows, that's before long that's going to work its way up to humans. That'll be in the workplace where you're doing a real shit job. You know, you might be like made in a sweatshop or something even crapper than that. And you just put your virtual reality on, and you can sort of, your brain can enjoy that while you're having to manually do the fucking shittest job in the world. Maybe putting screws in a bag or something like that. I don't know. I've done that job when I was about 16. That's why I thought of it. Putting screws in a bag all day, counting screws, putting them in a bag. It's not the worst job in the world. It's one of the worst jobs I've ever done. Right, last one. A man is due to appear in court accused of whacking a cafe customer. A man is due to appear in court accused of whacking a cafe customer with an injured seagull. How the fuck did he do that? Allegedly got in a flap. Paul Elcombe got in a flap and lobbed the hurt bird at his rival's head, and he accused and then he using his belt to beat the man. So he threw an injured seagull. He probably picked it up and gone, poor little seagull, I'm going to take it down the RSPCA. The other bloke's probably said something and he's got a loose temper by the sounds of it, and he just lobbed the fucking seagull, smashed him in the head with it. It's not very nice. Doesn't say whether the seagull has been done with grievous bodily harm on one count of attempting to injure the wild bird. Well, there you go. Hopefully the seagull survived. It's in Brighton as well, so not far from me. And the seagulls are bastards down here, but still, you can't do that. That's not very nice. And you can't smash somebody over the head with it either. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you later. Bye.